Good morning. Happy Saturday. It's a beautiful, cool day here in Georgia. It's very windy. It's 57 degrees, feels like 55. You're welcome for your morning weather report. The high will be 67. I love it. Yeah. I'm hoping that I washed my new shirt. You know, the pink and green that I got last week, I have put them in the washer and now I've moved them to the dryer. So I'm hoping that it will be dry so I can wear one of those. Right now I've just got on a t-shirt and a jacket. I don't think I really need the jacket. It doesn't feel as cold as I thought it would, but it's going to be much colder in the morning. I think we're going to be in the 40s in the morning. The 40s at the beginning of October. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, so the most amazing thing happened last night, y'all. My Penny girl, well, first of all, I took her for a ride. And when we got home, the girls were out playing in the front yard. And they saw me backing in the driveway. So here they both come running. I got Penny's leash on and I put her down, you know, out of the car, and then I got out. Well, she saw them running and she went running to them, but I could tell the way she was running to them that it was a happy run. I could tell she wanted to see them. So Phoenix kind of screams and turns to run, and I said, "No, stop." And she stopped and she turned back around. I said, "She wants to see you." And she said, "She does?" So they both came walking back up. And Penny, I could just tell her little body was wiggling. It wasn't an aggressive run at all. And this is why it's good to pay attention to your dogs, you know. And I said, "Put your hand out and let her smell it." So she put her hand out and she smelled it. And Penny almost acted like she wanted to lay down and roll over. But she didn't, but I could tell she was being submissive. And I was like, what kind of stuff is going on here, right? This is not the Penny that I know. But I'm so happy about it, because this has taken a year to get to this point. So I said, "Okay, you can pet her." So she starts petting her, and I don't know what Penny did. I think she kind of jumped at him again, but it was like a playful jump. And Phoenix kind of screamed, "Step out, baby." Like she was gonna run. You know, she turned like she was gonna run. And I said, "No, wait, don't go anywhere." I said, "Just stand there and pet her. Go ahead and pet her." I said, "Because she's not acting aggressive at all." So she started petting her. And then she took both hands and cupped Penny's face, and was talking right in her face, which I had a very tight hold so I could pull her back if I saw any change in her demeanor. And then Naomi said, "Why does she like her and she doesn't like me?" And I said, "Well, Naomi, she's not acting aggressive towards you." I said, "Put your hand down. Let her smell it." So she puts her hand down. Penny smells it. She's fine. I could still tell she was all wiggly and having fun. I said, "Go ahead and pet her." So she petted her, and she was like, "Oh, she likes us." I said, "Yeah, I think she does." I said, "I finally think she does. After a whole year, I think Penny finally has granted you permission to live across the street from us." It's Penny Street, okay? Penny Street only. Anyway, that made me so happy, because when she likes you, she loves you. But it takes her so long to get to that point. So long, and so much patience, and so much just trying, and you know, me pulling back and trying, and me pulling back, because I can tell by her demeanor when she starts changing that she's about to bite. I have figured it out. I know. I can see her body tensing. I can see the dead stare she's giving the people, and I know it's time to pull her back. And she's tried to go after him, right as I'm about to pull her back, she's starting to lunge and I'm pulling her back, so I know. Oh, phone's ringing. I'll be back. Okay, I'm home from getting my nails done. I got kind of a tealish color. I love them. She put the design on those two. Anyway, that's just one thing I allow for myself. I've had my hair cut once this year, and I haven't had it colored in over a year. So, yeah, my nails are just something that I enjoy doing. So, it's one of them things. Okay, so we probably all know by now that Hamas has attacked Israel, right? Does everybody know that? Well, I got some sort of alert. I don't know if it was in my email or in Facebook or YouTube or just on the internet, I don't know, but there were pictures from what's going on over there. So it's not funny at all, but what happened afterwards is funny. So I am all into looking at all the pictures, and I'm going to the next one and the next one, and I'm sorry, I think I got a hair in my eye. So I'm all paying attention to that, and I'm all zoned in on my phone, and I'm looking. And then I heard what I thought was a special announcement come across my TV. And y'all, I took off running into the living room because I had the volume down on the TV, so I heard something, but I couldn't hear what they were saying, but it sounded important. So I take off running. Penny comes taking off running with me. She's running to the door barking because she thinks somebody's here because Mama don't run through the house that often. I look at the TV, and y'all, you know what it was? Law and Order SVU. You know how they start their shows? Bump, up, bump, bump, bum, or whatever. That sounded like, bump, 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 bump. That's not it. That's a song. Anyway, they do that bump, bump, bum, or whatever. I can't get the tone right. And then they say the criminal investigations for sexual violent offenders, blah, 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 in New York City. Anyway, I thought it was some sort of announcement, and I about broke my neck trying to get in here to see what it was. And it was Law and Order SVU. I wish I could put that sound on here so you would know what it was, but I can't, copyright and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, there was no special announcement on my TV. I don't have cable, so what it was on was like the Ion channel. And so I just turn the TV on, especially when I leave to give some noise in the house for Penny. Yeah, I don't know. I'm wearing myself out today with all these crazy thoughts. Anyway, so I was thinking this morning, and I thought of a mama story. Well, it's kind of a me story and a mama story. My mom had a car. I think it was a Ford convertible. I don't know. She reminded me of this incident every day for the rest of her life. Not really, but she reminded me of it a lot. Apparently, I was about, 3 or 4, and I somehow got in the car. I don't remember, of course, being that young, if she just left me in the car to run in the house to get something, or if I came outside to play with Kelly, who lived across the street, or Kim, who lived down the street. I told y'all I've had a Kim in my life my whole life. But anyway, I don't know how I ended up outside, but we got in the car. Or I got in the car. I don't know if anybody was with me. I don't think so. But anyway, apparently they were very easy to knock out of gear. The driveway at that house, you came in like this, and then you started going down, and then it curved around back behind the house, and there was a drive-under garage in the basement of the house. I remember standing up in that car. I do remember that. And I do remember, it's like bits and pieces of it, but I remember turning the steering wheel. I don't know. Maybe I've just heard the story so many times that I think I remember it. I don't know. But what I do know is my brother, so if I was 3, he was 10, he came running and he jumped in the car and hit the brake just as it crashed between 2 trees. And it kind of shut the door on his other leg, which was hanging out of the car. I think all it did was sprain his ankle, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't break it. So my mother was in the house, and I guess she was getting ready to go somewhere. I don't know. But when that happened, I don't know, somebody called the police, somebody called the ambulance service. I don't know who called, but all I know is my mother came flying out of the house wearing her panties and bra, screaming because she thought we were way more hurt. You know, I wasn't hurt at all. I don't know how. And my brother had just had a hurt ankle. But as I've told y'all many times, my mother did not handle emergencies well. So she's running around out there literally like a chicken with its head cut off in nothing but her panties and bra until somebody finally came and said, Shirley, you might need to go back in the house and get your clothes on. They're fine. They're fine. I don't know how. It was God's grace the day that the dog attacked me in the face. I say attacked. That's kind of... I was 7, and he turned around and jumped on me and knocked me to the ground, and he bit me in the face. So it was an attack, but it's not like, I don't know. Anyway, the dog had never bitten anyone before me and never bit anyone after me. And the dog lived many more years after this happened and was never aggressive to anyone again. I don't know what happened. It's just like with Penny. You never know. They're animals, and you never know what's going to trigger them. And that's what drives me crazy about people who... they see you out walking and they've got these dogs that they're letting off leash run towards you, and they're like, oh, they're sweet. And I'm like, yeah, but mine's not. Mine's not. She's sweet to me. She's an angel sent from heaven up above. But when that dog comes running at her, she's going to want to fight because she's got that fight or flight mentality. So she's going to want to fight or flight. And I'm going to have to pick her up. Either way. But that's besides the point. Coco bit me in the face. I don't know what happened. Somebody told somebody. I remember my sister grabbing me. If I was 7, she was 17. 16 or 17. She's 9.5 years older than me. And I remember there being a washcloth, like a wet washcloth, that she put on my face. And she held me as I guess my mother drove to the hospital. I don't know how my mom did it. God must have stepped in and gotten us to the hospital because my mom just was not the kind of person that could handle emergencies. My dad was the emergency person, but my dad worked all the time, to support a family of 6. So, yeah, mom was usually the one. And somehow I made it to the hospital, and somehow I got stitches in my face. I think my mom cried and screamed more than I did over this, because after the initial shock and the pain went away, I thought it was very cool that I had stitches in my face. And my mom said there was a plastic surgeon on duty at the hospital that day. So he did a great job because she said it tore. It was more like an L shape. It was down and then kind of over. But he said as I grew that it would move up. And he said it would probably settle right in here under my eye. And, of course, that I could come back and have plastic surgery if I wanted to. But y'all can, you can hardly see it. Want to get really close? Look. You can hardly see it. It's just a little redness, but back up. But, yeah, anyway, my mom, She just wasn't one for emergencies. The day that my brother fell out of the barn, I think it was his lower teeth went through his lower lip, and it broke one of his teeth out, and it put a hole in his bottom lip, and his lip was all swolled out when he got home. It was all swolled out, you know? And my mother was screaming bloody murder. The funniest part of the story is my dad was using the bathroom, and she kept yelling for him to come take Lonnie to the hospital, and he kept saying, "You gotta give me a minute. You gotta give me a minute. I gotta finish." Oh, anyway, she was a great mom, the best mom, the funnest mom. She was also a very stern mom when she needed to be, but she did not handle emergencies well. Mm-mm. That was all very traumatic, wasn't it? All that started from me just wanting to tell you that I drove my mom's car down the hill and she never forgave me. She probably forgave me, but she never let me forget it. Yeah. But I was 3. I was like, shouldn't you have been watching me better? I mean, isn't this your fault after all? Because you should have been watching me. I mean, how would she know that I would ever get in the car and knock it out of gear? I was her 4th. I saw Leanne Morgan said something the other day. She said, you know, her first child, everything was perfect. And, you know, she was always, you do this and you do this. And she said the second child, I was the same way. And she said, by the time I got to the 3rd child, she said, I was like, whatever. Wear whatever you want to school. Do whatever. Well, I was the 4th. And I was 7 years behind the 3rd. So by the time I came around, Mom was like, whatever. Whatever, she'll make it. Well, I guess that's it for this one. I'm finishing up early. But y'all know if anything exciting happens, I'll be back. I will for sure. So y'all pray for Israel because this is bad. But maybe it's ushering in what we need it to usher in. You know what I mean? Pray for everybody. But that's it for this one. Remember that I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon because this world's gone crazy. People gone mad. The whole thing. And I'll talk to you on the next Tracy Tries, okay? You still there? Okay. I'm hanging up. Oh, I got to sneeze. If I sneeze, maybe y'all can see Penny get the look she gives me. I think my sneeze is going away. Yeah, I sneezed this morning and Penny gave me the funniest look. I'll put that picture in so y'all can see it. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll talk to you later. Love you, mean it. Bye.